Hey, wow, I can't believe it's actually you. It feels like forever since we last met.
I know, right? It's been, what, 6 months? Maybe more. You look great. How have you been doing?
Thanks. I've been doing okay, just busy with work and life in general. You know how it is. Days just blend together when you got too much on your plate.
Tell me about it. Honestly, I've been feeling the same. Between work, family, and trying to have a social life, sometimes it feels like I'm constantly running.
Exactly. I keep saying I'll take a break, but then I end up opening my laptop again after dinner.
Classic. What kind of projects are you working on these days?
Mostly freelance design jobs. I've been doing branding and social media visuals for small businesses. It's fun, but can be exhausting when deadlines overlap.
I can imagine. Freelancing sounds flexible, but I know it's also stressful. You have to be your own boss and your own employee.
That's the perfect way to describe it. But honestly, I kind of like it. I get to choose my clients, my schedule, and where I work from.
That's a huge advantage. I've been stuck in an office for the last few months, and sometimes I just want to escape to a beach with my laptop and work from there.
You should. Remote work is the future. Plus, a change of environment can really boost creativity.
Yeah, I know. But you know how my company is. They love meetings. We could probably survive with half of them, but nope. We have one every morning and every afternoon.
Oh no, the famous could have been an email meetings?
Exactly. You get it. Sometimes I think half of my job is just pretending to look focused on Zoom calls.
That's too real. But at least you're working in something you like, right? Marketing still?
Yeah, digital marketing. Mostly managing campaigns and analyzing performance. I enjoy it, but it can be repetitive. You spend so much time chasing numbers.
I can see that. Sometimes I feel like creative jobs and marketing overlap. You need both imagination and data sense.
True. That balance is tricky. I try to keep learning new tools so I don't feel stuck.
Good mindset. I've been doing the same. I recently took an online course about color psychology and branding. It's fascinating how colors affect emotions.
That sounds really interesting. I love how people react differently to design. Like one small change in tone or layout can completely change how a brand feels.
Exactly. And honestly, that's what I love most. Seeing something I created come to life and make people feel something.
That's beautiful. You sound like you really enjoy your work.
I do. But I'm also trying to find better balance lately. Take time for myself, for family, for friends.
Same here. I think our generation is starting to realize that working nonstop isn't the key to happiness.
Absolutely. We grew up hearing work hard and success will come, but no one told us how to rest.
Exactly. I've been trying to spend more time offline, like reading or going for walks.
That's great. I've been doing evening walks lately too. There's something peaceful about walking alone with your thoughts after a long day.
Totally. And you notice small things the sound of leaves, people talking, even the smell of food from nearby houses. It's kind of therapeutic.
It is. Actually, I started writing short reflections after my walks. Not like a diary, just thoughts or random things that inspired me.
That's a cool idea, almost like journaling.
Yeah, I think writing helps clear your mind. Plus, I realized how easily we forget moments. Writing keeps them alive.
That's beautiful. You've always been reflective. I wish I had that habit.
You could try it. Start with one line a day. Maybe something that made me smile or something I learned today.
That sounds doable. I might give it a try.
So, besides work, what's new with you? Any new hobbies, relationships, or major life updates?
Luckily, no dramatic updates, but I did start going to the gym again. I'm trying to get back in shape.
Nice. How's that going?
Painful at first, but I feel more energized now. It's not just physical, it's mental too. When I work out, I feel more confident.
That's true. Exercise gives a strange kind of motivation, right? Like you start feeling you can handle more challenges.
Exactly. And it's a great way to release stress after long workdays.
I might join you one day. I need that push.
Deal. We'll go together. Maybe on weekends.
Perfect. That way we can grab coffee afterwards too. Like today.
You just want the coffee part.
Guilty. But seriously, it's nice to slow down once in a while.
Yeah. You know, I think as we get older, our definition of fun changes. It's not about parties anymore. It's about peace.
That's so true. When I was younger, I wanted excitement. Now I just want balance and genuine moments.
Same. I think that's growth, learning that calmness is happiness.
I like that. Calmness is happiness. Sounds like something I'd write in my journal.
You should.
Anyway, it's really good to see you again. I miss these deep talks.
Same here. Every time we talk, I leave feeling a bit lighter.
That's what real friendship does. You know what? Talking about balance earlier made me realize something. Food has become one of the few things that truly makes me feel grounded.
Totally. Same here. Honestly, food is my love language. I can spend hours cooking something simple just because it makes me feel calm.
Really? You cook a lot these days?
Yeah, especially on weekends. I've been trying new recipes lately, mostly Asian dishes, but sometimes I experiment with Italian or Mexican food.
That's impressive. I've been cooking more too, but I usually stick to easy meals. Last week, I made fried rice with eggs, vegetables, and soy sauce. It was quick, but delicious.
Oh, classic. The secret with fried rice is in the texture. You've got to use cold rice. Freshly cooked rice just turns mushy.
Exactly. I learned that the hard way. The first time I tried, it turned into something between porridge and glue.
Haha, everyone's been there. The kitchen is full of failures before success.
That's true. But you know what I enjoy most about cooking? It's not even the food. It's the process. Like chopping vegetables, hearing the sizzle in the pan. It's kind of meditative.
Yes, I totally get that. When I cook, I forget about everything else. It's like therapy.
Exactly. Sometimes after a stressful day, I just put on some music, tie my hair up, and cook something nice.
What kind of music do you play when you cook?
Usually jazz or lo-fi. It sets the perfect mood. Not too loud, not too quiet. You?
I like listening to upbeat songs like pop or soft rock. Cooking with music feels like a small celebration of life.
That's such a beautiful way to put it. A celebration of life.
It's true, especially when you cook for someone you love. I often cook dinner for my parents on Sundays. It's our little family ritual.
That's lovely. What do you usually make?
My mom loves traditional dishes like caramelized pork, soup with vegetables, and sometimes sticky rice. She says it reminds her of her childhood.
Oh, that's so sweet. My mom's the same. Every time I visit home, she insists on cooking all my childhood favorites, like chicken soup, fried tofu, and her special noodles.
There's something about mom's cooking. No matter how old we are, it just tastes like home.
Yes, exactly. I think food connects generations. My grandma used to cook every Sunday when I was little, and I still remember the smell of her kitchen.
That's such a warm memory. My grandma used to make sweet soup every summer. I'd sit next to her while she stirred the pot, and she'd tell stories about the past.
Those little moments really stay with us, don't they?
They do. Food is more than just flavor. It's memory, emotion, love.
You sound like a poet now.
Maybe I should write a book called Food for the Soul.
I buy it. But seriously, cooking together is one of the best ways to bond.
Totally. That's why I love cooking for friends. Even if the food turns out bad, the laughter makes it worth it.
Oh, I have a story about that. Last month, my friends and I tried to make sushi at home. It was a disaster. The rice kept sticking to our hands, and our rolls looked more like sad burritos.
Oh no, did it at least taste good?
Surprisingly, yes. We used too much soy sauce, though, so it was a little salty. But honestly, it was one of the funniest nights I've had in a while.
That's what matters. Sometimes imperfection makes memories better.
Exactly. And I think trying food from different cultures teaches you to appreciate diversity, too.
Yes. Speaking of that, remember last week when I told you I went traveling?
Oh yeah, you went somewhere in central Vietnam, right?
Yeah, I went to Hoi An for 5 days. It was magical. The lanterns, the river, the old houses, everything felt like stepping back in time.
I've seen pictures. It looks beautiful. What did you like most about it?
Honestly, the people. Everyone was so friendly and warm. Even the vendors in the market greeted me with big smiles. And the food? Oh my God, the food.
Okay, tell me more about the food.
Where do I even start? I tried Kowlow noodles. It's a local specialty made with pork, herbs, and special noodles that only exist in Hoi An. The texture was amazing. Chewy, flavorful, not too heavy.
That sounds delicious.
And then there were white rose dumplings, delicate rice dumplings filled with shrimp. They looked like tiny flowers. I couldn't stop taking pictures before eating them.
Typical tourist behavior.
Guilty as charged. But the highlight was the small street food stall I found by accident. The lady there made banh mi, Vietnamese sandwiches, and it was honestly the best one I've ever had. The bread was crispy, the meat tender, and the chili sauce just perfect.
You're making me hungry just talking about it.
Sorry. But seriously, I think street food is the soul of travel. You get to meet locals, talk to them, and taste their culture in one bite.
That's so true. I remember when I went to Thailand 2 years ago. The street food there was unforgettable. Pad Thai, mango sticky rice, and spicy soups.
Oh, I love Thai food, especially when it's super spicy.
Same. I almost cried eating one bowl of tom yum, but it was worth every tear.
That's the true foodie spirit.
Yeah, and I think trying new food helps us be more open-minded too. It's like once you taste something completely different, you realize there's more to life than what you're used to.
Exactly. Every dish has a story behind it, a mix of culture, geography, and history.
You know, it's funny how we can travel without even leaving our kitchens. Just cooking a dish from another country feels like a small journey.
I like that thought. Maybe that's why cooking feels so magical. It connects people from everywhere.
Yeah, food unites people more than anything else.
Speaking of that, when I was in Hoi An, I met this old couple who ran a tiny restaurant. They barely spoke English, but they were so kind. The lady taught me how to wrap fresh spring rolls step by step.
That's adorable.
It was such a wholesome moment. We didn't understand each other's language perfectly, but we laughed the whole time. When I left, she gave me a small handmade chopstick holder as a souvenir.
Oh, that's so sweet. See, that's what I love about travel. Those small human connections that stay with you.
Exactly. It's not just about sightseeing, it's about the people you meet and the food you share.
Couldn't agree more. I think food has this invisible power to make strangers feel like family, even for just one meal.
That's beautifully said. I think we should plan a trip together someday, just to explore and eat our way through a new country.
That sounds like a dream. Imagine a food trip. We could go to Italy, eat pizza in Naples, pasta in Rome, gelato in Florence.
And don't forget the coffee in Venice.
Of course! Okay, it's official. We're going on a food adventure someday.
Deal. Until then, we can start practicing by cooking new dishes every weekend.
Challenge accepted. I'll cook something new next week and send you photos.
Perfect. Just don't burn the kitchen, okay?
No promises. You know, listening to your Hoi An story makes me want to pack my bag right now and just go somewhere.
I get that feeling. Traveling is like pressing the reset button on life. It clears your mind.
Exactly. It's like you step out of your usual routine and suddenly everything feels fresh again.
Yeah. Where's the last place you traveled to?
It was Dalat about 3 months ago. I went with two close friends.
Oh, Dalat. The city of flowers, fog, and coffee. How was it?
It was beautiful. We stayed in a small homestay up on a hill. Every morning, I'd wake up to the sound of birds and the smell of pine trees. The air was so fresh, I didn't even need coffee to wake up.
That sounds like paradise. Did you go to the night market?
Of course. We ate grilled corn, drank hot soy milk, and tried every kind of snack we could find. The market was crowded, but somehow cozy, like everyone was just happy to be there.
That's one of the things I love most about traveling, that sense of shared joy. You're surrounded by strangers, but somehow you feel connected.
Yes, and sometimes you meet people who leave a deep impression, even if you only know them for a short time.
Oh, absolutely. When I was in Hoi An, I met this French backpacker named Lucas. He was traveling through Southeast Asia for 6 months alone.
Wow, that's brave.
Yeah, and he told me something that stuck with me. He said, the world feels smaller when you start walking, meaning once you start exploring, you realize how connected everything is.
That's so true. People think traveling is about escaping, but it's really about discovering both the world and yourself.
Exactly. What about you? Did you meet anyone interesting in Dalat?
Actually, yes. There was this old man who ran a tiny coffee shop hidden in the woods. We found it by accident while hiking. He roasted his own beans right there over a small fire.
That sounds magical.
It really was. He told me he used to be a photographer in his youth, traveling around Vietnam taking pictures of landscapes. Now he just makes coffee for travelers who find his place.
That's such a peaceful way to live, surrounded by nature, meeting new people, and doing what he loves.
Yeah. He said something that really stayed with me. When you stop rushing, life becomes clearer.
That's deep. Sometimes I think we're so busy trying to get somewhere that we forget to actually live.
Exactly. Traveling reminds me that life isn't just about goals, it's about moments.
Beautifully said. You know what I miss the most about traveling? The feeling of arriving somewhere new. When you step out of the airport or the bus and everything smells, looks, and sounds different.
Oh, yes. That first moment is unforgettable. It's like your senses wake up all at once.
And then the excitement of figuring out everything, how to get around, what to eat, where to go. It's both scary and thrilling.
Totally. When I first traveled alone, I was terrified. But after the first day, I felt this amazing freedom. Like I could go anywhere, do anything.
Traveling alone sounds scary, but also powerful.
It is. You learn so much about yourself. You realize how capable you actually are.
That's true. When you're alone, you have to rely on yourself, finding directions, talking to locals, solving problems.
Exactly. But at the same time, you never really feel lonely because the world keeps giving you little surprises, like someone offering to help or smiling at you on the street.
Yes, those small acts of kindness from strangers, they stay with you forever.
Totally. I remember this one time in Thailand. I got lost trying to find a temple, and this old lady noticed I was confused. She didn't speak English, but she walked me all the way there. It took like 20 minutes.
Aw, that's so kind.
Yeah, she didn't ask for anything, just smiled, waved, and left. That's when I realized kindness doesn't need a language.
That's such a beautiful story. You know, travel really restores your faith in humanity.
Absolutely. And it changes how you see your own country, too.
How so?
Like, when you see how people in other countries live simply but happily, you start questioning what really matters. You stop chasing unnecessary things.
Yeah, I felt that too. After every trip, I come back home a little quieter, a little more grateful.
Same. It's like every journey adds a new layer to who you are.
Well said. And I think traveling teaches empathy too. You see different lifestyles, beliefs, and cultures, and you start to understand people better.
Exactly. It makes you less judgmental. You realize that everyone is just trying to live the best way they can.
That's one of the reasons I want to travel more, not just for fun, but to understand the world and myself.
Same here. I've been dreaming of going to Japan next.
Oh, Japan is amazing. I went there once. The culture, the food, the politeness of the people, it's on another level.
Tell me more.
Okay, so my favorite moment was in Kyoto. I visited a small temple early in the morning. There were barely any tourists. The garden was covered in mist, and I could hear the sound of water dripping from a bamboo fountain. It felt so peaceful.
That sounds like a dream.
It was. I just sat there in silence for like half an hour doing nothing, and it felt perfect.
You know, those are the best travel moments. The quiet, unexpected ones.
That's true.
I remember sitting by the river in Hoi An at night, watching the lanterns float away. It was so simple, but I felt completely at peace.
Yeah. Traveling teaches you to appreciate simplicity.
And gratitude.
Yes. Gratitude for being alive, for being able to see the world.
You know, sometimes I think traveling is like reading books. Each place is a new chapter, and every person you meet is a character who adds something to your story.
That's such a poetic way to say that. I love that.
Thanks. Maybe traveling just makes me sentimental.
Or maybe it just makes you human.
If you could go anywhere right now, anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Hmm. I think Italy. The food, the history, the art. It feels like a place full of soul.
Nice choice. I'd probably go to Iceland. I want to see the northern lights and those wild landscapes that look like another planet.
Oh, that would be incredible. Maybe one day we'll both get there.
Yeah, and when we do, we'll have even more stories to tell.
Definitely. Because every journey, no matter how far, teaches us something we couldn't learn at home.
Absolutely.
It's funny how traveling makes you think about your life back home. Every time I come back, I start questioning my routine. Like, am I really doing what makes me happy?
I totally get that. Sometimes you're so caught up in daily tasks, deadlines, meetings, studies, that you forget why you're doing it in the first place.
Exactly. It's like running on a treadmill. You move, but you don't really go anywhere.
That's such an accurate metaphor. So, how's work been for you lately?
Honestly, a bit overwhelming. I've been working longer hours than I should. My boss is nice, but the workload keeps piling up.
I know that feeling. Burnout is real.
Yeah, it's weird. I enjoy my job, but sometimes it feels like I'm just existing through it instead of living it.
What do you do to deal with that?
I try to take small breaks or go for walks after work. Sometimes I journal. Writing helps me reflect on what's going well and what's not.
That's smart. I started journaling too, actually. It's like having a quiet conversation with yourself.
Exactly. You can be completely honest without fear of judgment.
Yeah. You know, I've been reading this book called Atomic Habits. It talks about how small, consistent actions can change your life.
Oh, I've heard of it. James Clear, right?
Yep, one line really hit me. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems.
That's so true. We always dream big, but forget to build habits that support those dreams.
Exactly. Like we want to be more productive, but we don't design our environment to make that easy.
Right. It's like wanting to get fit, but keeping chips and soda in the house.
Guilty.
The same. But I've been trying to change small things. Waking up 30 minutes earlier, exercising a bit, reading more.
That's awesome. I've been focusing on mindfulness lately, being present instead of constantly worrying about the next thing.
That's hard to do in today's world, though.
Yeah, but it's worth it. I used to multitask all the time, answering messages, listening to music, checking emails. I felt productive, but my brain was exhausted.
Oh, totally. Now I try to do one thing at a time. It feels slower, but more meaningful.
Exactly. I think that's what growth really means. Not just doing more, but doing better.
Well said. And growth is quiet most of the time. It's not always visible from the outside.
True. You know, sometimes I get scared thinking about the future. Like, am I on the right path? Will I achieve what I want?
Yeah, I feel that too. It's like this constant pressure to have everything figured out by a certain age.
Exactly. But no one really has it figured out. Everyone's just pretending to.
That's so true. We're all improvising adults.
Yep. You know, I used to think success meant having a stable job and a nice apartment, but now I think success is being at peace with yourself.
I love that. For me, success means being able to do something that feels meaningful. something that makes life feel alive.
What would that be for you?
I think I want to build something of my own someday. Maybe start a small creative business, something that combines art and technology.
That sounds amazing. You've always had that creative spark.
Thanks. What about you? What's your dream path?
I'd love to teach or coach people someday, maybe about personal development or communication. Helping others grow gives me a sense of purpose.
That's beautiful. You'd be great at that. You have this calm and thoughtful energy.
Thanks. I just think life feels richer when we share what we learn.
I completely agree. Sometimes we think growth is about climbing higher, but it's also about lifting others up.
Exactly. And growth isn't always pretty. Sometimes it means letting go of things that no longer fit who you're becoming.
That's true. I've lost friends because our paths went different directions. It used to hurt, but now I understand. It's part of life.
Same here. Some people are meant to stay for a season, not a lifetime.
Yeah, I guess the trick is learning to appreciate them while they're in your story.
Exactly. Gratitude again.
It seems like everything comes back to gratitude, doesn't it?
It really does. Gratitude changes how you see your life. It turns I have to into I get to.
Wow, that's powerful. I get to work. I get to learn. I get to try again.
Yep. It's all perspective.
Do you ever feel like you're chasing too many things at once?
All the time. I think that's why balance is so important. You can't give your energy to everything. You have to choose what really matters.
Yeah. And sometimes saying no is the most productive thing you can do.
Absolutely. Learning to say no.
I think that's what I value most about our conversations. They always leave me feeling lighter and inspired.
Same here. It's nice to have someone who listens without judgment.
That's rare these days.
Yeah. People talk a lot, but they don't always listen.
Exactly. Real conversations are healing.
Agreed. I think growth happens most when you share your thoughts with someone who truly understands.
Yeah. You see your own life more clearly through someone else's perspective.
So, what's one thing you want to improve about yourself this year?
I want to be more disciplined, not just motivated. Motivation fades, but discipline keeps you going.
That's a good one. For me, I want to be more patient with others and with myself.
That's beautiful. Patience is such an underrated skill.
Yeah, we rush too much, but good things take time.
Exactly. Maybe that's the secret. Learning to enjoy the process, not just the results.
Couldn't agree more.
You know what I love about nights like this? They make you slow down, like the world finally stops rushing for a while.
Yeah, it's rare to just be without thinking about what's next.
Exactly. When life gets too loud, I usually turn to music. It's like therapy for me.
Same here. Music has this weird ability to say what words can't.
Yeah. It's like every song holds a memory.
Totally. Whenever I hear Fix You by Coldplay, I'm instantly transported back to high school. Late nights, headphones on, feeling like the world was both huge and small at the same time.
No, that song hits deep. For me, it's Somewhere Only We Know by Keane. Every time I hear it, it feels like I'm walking through my old neighborhood again.
Ah, nostalgia in a melody. It's amazing how sound can carry emotion like that.
Yeah. Sometimes I think music is a kind of time machine. It brings you back to who you used to be.
That's a beautiful way to put it. What kind of music do you usually listen to?
Mostly indie and acoustic stuff. I love songs that feel personal, like someone's diary turned into a melody.
Same. I'm more into lo-fi and instrumental lately. It helps me focus while studying or reading.
Oh yeah, reading. You've always been a book person. Still reading as much as before?
Not as much as I'd like to, but I try to read before bed, even just 10 pages.
That's smart. I've been trying to build that habit again. Social media kind of ruined my attention span.
Same. But when I do manage to read, it feels like meditation.
Yeah, it's like your mind finally gets to breathe. What's the best book you've read lately?
Probably The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. It really made me think about choices and regrets, like how every small decision can change your whole story.
Oh, I've heard of that one. Isn't it about a woman who gets to experience different versions of her life?
Exactly. It's beautiful and sad at the same time. It reminds you that maybe the life you already have isn't as bad as you think.
That's deep. For me, it's The Alchemist. I reread it recently.
Ah, the classic one.
Yeah. I love how it talks about destiny, like how the universe conspires to help you when you truly want something.
That's one of my favorite quotes ever. It gives you hope, doesn't it?
It really does. I think books like that are timeless because they remind you of something simple but powerful, that your dreams matter.
Exactly. Books, music, movies, they're all ways to see life through someone else's eyes.
Yeah, it's like emotional travel.
Emotional travel. I love that phrase.
You can steal it if you want.
Thanks. I probably will.
So, do you still play guitar?
Sometimes. Not as often as before, but I pick it up when I need to think. It's weird. I don't play to sound good. I play to feel something.
That's the best kind of playing. When it's not about performance, but connection.
Yeah. You? Do you still paint?
Once in a while. I don't paint for others anymore, just for myself. I think creativity is more meaningful when it's not about validation.
I couldn't agree more. Some of the best art comes from honesty, not perfection.
Exactly. Sometimes I just sit by the window, put on music, and draw whatever comes to mind. It's not about the result, it's about being present.
That sounds peaceful. I think hobbies like that keep us sane.
Totally. They remind us that life isn't only about achieving, it's also about feeling.
Yes. I think that's why I love rainy days. They make me slow down and listen to music, to my thoughts, to life itself.
Same here. Rainy days and coffee, the perfect combo for reflection.
You sound like a Pinterest quote.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It is. But seriously, I think everyone needs something that makes them feel alive again, something that reconnects them with who they are.
Yeah. For some people, it's music. For others, it's travel or cooking. For me, it's writing.
Oh, right. You used to write poems, didn't you?
Yeah, mostly short ones. I don't show them to anyone, though. They're too personal.
I get that. Writing is like undressing your soul.
Exactly. But it's healing. Even if no one reads it, it helps me process things.
That's the beauty of art. It doesn't need to be seen to be meaningful.
Wow. That's a quote right there.
Maybe we should write a book together someday.
Conversations over coffee.
Perfect title. We'll dedicate it to all the quiet souls who feel too much.
I love that. The world needs more honest conversations like this.
It's funny. People think hobbies are just extra, but they're actually what keep us human.
Yeah. They remind us that life isn't just about surviving. It's about creating, feeling, connecting.
Couldn't agree more. Sometimes the smallest joys are the biggest reasons to keep going.
That's beautifully said.
You know, I love nights like this, when everything slows down and the world feels a little quieter.
Yeah. It's strange. Silence can be so comforting when you're with the right person.
Exactly. I feel like we spend so much of our time talking, but not really connecting.
That's true. Most people just talk to fill the silence. But sometimes silence itself says more than words.
I like that. Silence as a language.
Yeah, maybe that's why I've started to appreciate small moments more lately, like morning coffee, sunsets, or walking home after rain.
Same here. I used to think happiness was something huge, like achieving a goal or buying something I wanted. But now I realize it's hidden in those tiny, ordinary moments.
I completely agree. The older I get, the more I understand that peace matters more than excitement.
Peace over excitement. That's a beautiful thought.
Yeah. I guess we all chase something: success, love, approval. But eventually, you learn that what you really want is just to feel okay.
That's deep. I think we all have that turning point when we stop asking, what do I want to have? And start asking, who do I want to be?
Exactly. That's the real question.
Do you ever think about the future? Like where you'll be 5 or 10 years from now?
Sometimes, not as much as before, though. I used to plan everything: the job, the house, the timeline. But now, I think I just want to live with purpose, even if the plan changes.
That's wise. Life rarely goes exactly as planned anyway.
Right? I used to be afraid of uncertainty, but now I think it's what makes life interesting. If we knew everything ahead of time, we'd stop growing.
That's true. I read something once. Uncertainty is the birthplace of possibility. I didn't understand it back then, but now it makes perfect sense.
Wow, I love that. It's so true. We discover who we are in the moments we can't control.
Yeah, sometimes the best things come from what we didn't expect. The people we meet by chance, the mistakes we make, the risks we take.
Exactly. Like tonight, we didn't plan this, but somehow this conversation became something I'll remember for a long time.
Me too. It's strange, isn't it? You can talk to hundreds of people and forget them, but then one conversation like this can stay with you forever.
Yeah. Maybe because it's real, not small talk, not performance, just honesty.
That's rare these days. Everyone's trying to impress or prove something.
True. I think we've forgotten how to be genuine, how to just be human.
You're right. But maybe it's not too late to relearn it.
I think it starts with moments like this, just slowing down, listening, sharing, not rushing to the next thing.
Yeah. You know, if I could give my younger self one piece of advice, it would be don't chase everything. Some things come when you stop running.
That's beautiful. Mine probably would be, it's okay not to have everything figured out.
That's a good one. Sometimes not knowing is the beginning of discovery.
Exactly. Maybe that's what growing up really means: learning to be at peace with not having all the answers.
Do you ever wonder where we'll be in 10 years?
Sometimes, not as much as before, though. I used to plan everything: the job, the house, the timeline. But now, I think I just want to live with purpose, even if the plan changes.
That's wise. Life rarely goes exactly as planned anyway.
Right? I used to be afraid of uncertainty, but now I think it's what makes life interesting. If we knew everything ahead of time, we'd stop growing.
That's true. I read something once. Uncertainty is the birthplace of possibility. I didn't understand it back then, but now it makes perfect sense.
Wow, I love that. It's so true. We discover who we are in the moments we can't control.
Yeah. Sometimes the best things come from what we didn't expect. The people we meet by chance, the mistakes we make, the risks we take.
Exactly. Like tonight, we didn't plan this, but somehow this conversation became something I'll remember for a long time.
Me too. It's strange, isn't it? You can talk to hundreds of people and forget them, but then one conversation like this can stay with you forever.
Yeah. Maybe because it's real, not small talk, not performance, just honesty.
That's rare these days. Everyone's trying to impress or prove something.
True. I think we've forgotten how to be genuine, how to just be human.
You're right. But maybe it's not too late to relearn it.
I think it starts with moments like this, just slowing down, listening, sharing, not rushing to the next thing.
Yeah. You know, if I could give my younger self one piece of advice, it would be don't chase everything. Some things come when you stop running.
That's beautiful. Mine probably would be it's okay not to have everything figured out.
That's a good one. Sometimes not knowing is the beginning of discovery.
Exactly. Maybe that's what growing up really means, learning to be at peace with not having all the answers.
Do you ever wonder where we'll be in 10 years?
Sometimes, not as much as before, though. I used to plan everything, the job, the house, the timeline. But now, I think I just want to live with purpose, even if the plan changes.
That's wise. Life rarely goes exactly as planned anyway.
Right? I used to be afraid of uncertainty, but now I think it's what makes life interesting. If we knew everything ahead of time, we'd stop growing.
That's true. I read something once. Uncertainty is the birthplace of possibility. I didn't understand it back then, but now it makes perfect sense.
Wow, I love that. It's so true. We discover who we are in the moments we can't control.
Yeah. Sometimes the best things come from what we didn't expect. The people we meet by chance, the mistakes we make, the risks we take.
Exactly. Like tonight, we didn't plan this, but somehow this conversation became something I'll remember for a long time.
Me too. It's strange, isn't it? You can talk to hundreds of people and forget them, but then one conversation like this can stay with you forever.
Yeah. Maybe because it's real, not small talk, not performance, just honesty.
That's rare these days. Everyone's trying to impress or prove something.
True. I think we've forgotten how to be genuine, how to just be human.
You're right. But maybe it's not too late to relearn it.
I think it starts with moments like this, just slowing down, listening, sharing, not rushing to the next thing.
Yeah. You know, if I could give my younger self one piece of advice, it would be don't chase everything. Some things come when you stop running.
That's beautiful. Mine probably would be it's okay not to have everything figured out.
That's a good one. Sometimes not knowing is the beginning of discovery.
Exactly. Maybe that's what growing up really means, learning to be at peace with not having all the answers.
Do you ever wonder where we'll be in 10 years?
Sometimes, not as much as before, though. I used to plan everything, the job, the house, the timeline. But now, I think I just want to live with purpose, even if the plan changes.
That's wise. Life rarely goes exactly as planned anyway.
Right? I used to be afraid of uncertainty, but now I think it's what makes life interesting. If we knew everything ahead of time, we'd stop growing.
That's true. I read something once. Uncertainty is the birthplace of possibility. I didn't understand it back then, but now it makes perfect sense.
Wow, I love that. It's so true. We discover who we are in the moments we can't control.
Yeah. Sometimes the best things come from what we didn't expect. The people we meet by chance, the mistakes we make, the risks we take.
Exactly, like tonight. We didn't plan this, but somehow this conversation became something I'll remember for a long time.
Me too. It's strange, isn't it? You can talk to hundreds of people and forget them, but then one conversation like this can stay with you forever.
Yeah, maybe because it's real, not small talk, not performance, just honesty.
That's rare these days. Everyone's trying to impress or prove something.
True. I think we've forgotten how to be genuine,
how to just be human.
You're right. But maybe it's not too late to relearn it.
I think it starts with moments like this. Just slowing down, listening, sharing, not rushing to the next thing.
Yeah. You know, if I could give my younger self one piece of advice, it would be don't chase everything. Some things come when you stop running.
That's beautiful. Mine would probably be it's okay not to have everything figured out.
That's a good one. Sometimes not knowing is the beginning of discovery.
Exactly. Maybe that's what growing up really means. Learning to be at peace with not having all the answers.
Do you ever wonder where we'll be in 10 years?
Sometimes, maybe living in different cities, doing different things, but I hope we'll still meet for coffee like this.
Definitely. Maybe we'll look back and laugh about how uncertain we were.
Yeah, and how we thought we had to figure everything out right away.
I think that's the beauty of life. It doesn't unfold all at once. It reveals itself moment by moment.
That's so true. Like reading a book. If you skip ahead, you miss the meaning of the pages in between.
Exactly. Every chapter matters, even the hard ones.
Maybe especially the hard ones. They shape us the most.
Yeah. Pain teaches you empathy. Failure teaches you resilience. And love teaches you everything else.
That's beautiful. You should write that down somewhere.
Maybe I will. Or maybe I'll just remember it.
You know, I think the real goal in life isn't to be happy all the time. It's to be present, to truly live each moment, whatever it is.
Yes. Happiness comes and goes. But being present, that's peace.
Exactly.
Well, I guess it's getting late.
Yeah. But somehow, I don't want this night to end.
Same. Let's promise to do this more often. Not just when we're free, but because it matters.
Deal. Real conversations are rare. Let's not wait months for the next one.
Agreed. Life's too short to keep postponing what feels real.
You know what's funny? I came here tonight feeling tired and a bit lost, but now I feel lighter.
Same here. Maybe that's what friendship does. It doesn't fix things, but it reminds you that you're not alone.
Yeah. And maybe that's all we really need sometimes. Someone to walk beside us in the rain.
Beautifully said. That's true. I read something once. Uncertainty is the birthplace of possibility. I didn't understand it back then, but now it makes perfect sense.
Wow. I love that. It's so true. We discover who we are in the moments we can't control.
Yeah. Sometimes the best things come from what we didn't expect. The people we meet by chance, the mistakes we make, the risks we take.
Exactly. Like tonight, we didn't plan this, but somehow this conversation became something I'll remember for a long time.
Me too. It's strange, isn't it? You can talk to hundreds of people and forget them, but then one conversation like this can stay with you forever.
Yeah, maybe because it's real, not small talk, not performance, just honesty.
That's rare these days. Everyone's trying to impress or prove something.
True. I think we've forgotten how to be genuine, how to just be human.
You're right. But maybe it's not too late to relearn it.
I think it starts with moments like this. Just slowing down, listening, sharing, not rushing to the next thing.
Yeah. You know, if I could give my younger self one piece of advice, it would be don't chase everything. Some things come when you stop running.
That's beautiful. Mine would probably be it's okay not to have everything figured out.
That's a good one. Sometimes not knowing is the beginning of discovery.
Exactly.
maybe that's what growing up really means. Learning to be at peace with not having all the answers.
Do you ever wonder where we'll be in 10 years?
Sometimes, maybe living in different cities, doing different things, but I hope we'll still meet for coffee like this.
Definitely. Maybe we'll look back and laugh about how uncertain we were.
Yeah, and how we thought we had to figure everything out right away.
I think that's the beauty of life. It doesn't unfold all at once. It reveals itself, moment by moment.
That's so true. Like reading a book. If you skip ahead, you miss the meaning of the pages in between.
Exactly. Every chapter matters, even the hard ones.
Maybe especially the hard ones. They shape us the most.
Yeah. Pain teaches you empathy, failure teaches you resilience, and love teaches you everything else.
That's beautiful. You should write that down somewhere.
Maybe I will. Or maybe I'll just remember it.
You know, I think the real goal in life isn't to be happy all the time. It's to be present, to truly live each moment, whatever it is.
Yes. Happiness comes and goes, but being present, that's peace.
Exactly.
Well, I guess it's getting late.
Yeah. But somehow, I don't want this night to end.
Same. Let's promise to do this more often. Not just when we're free, but because it matters.
Deal. Real conversations are rare. Let's not wait months for the next one.
Agreed. Life's too short to keep postponing what feels real.
You know what's funny? I came here tonight feeling tired and a bit lost, but now I feel lighter.
Same here. Maybe that's what friendship does. It doesn't fix things, but it reminds you that you're not alone.
Yeah. And maybe that's all we really need sometimes. Someone to walk beside us in the rain.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, but somehow I don't want this night to end.
Same. Let's promise to do this more often. Not just when we're free, but because it matters.
Deal. Real conversations are rare. Let's not wait months for the next one.
Agreed. Life's too short to keep postponing what feels real.
You know what's funny? I came here tonight feeling tired and a bit lost, but now I feel lighter.
Same here. Maybe that's what friendship does. It doesn't fix things, but it reminds you that you're not alone.
Yeah. And maybe that's all we really need sometimes. Someone to walk beside us in the rain.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, but somehow I don't want this night to end.
Same. Let's promise to do this more often. Not just when we're free, but because it matters.
Deal. Real conversations are rare. Let's not wait months for the next one.
Agreed. Life's too short to keep postponing what feels real.
You know what's funny? I came here tonight feeling tired and a bit lost, but now I feel lighter.
Same here. Maybe that's what friendship does. It doesn't fix things, but it reminds you that you're not alone.
Yeah. And maybe that's all we really need sometimes. Someone to walk beside us in the rain.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, but somehow I don't want this night to end.
Same. Let's promise to do this more often. Not just when we're free, but because it matters.
Deal. Real conversations are rare. Let's not wait months for the next one.
Agreed. Life's too short to keep postponing what feels real.
You know what's funny? I came here tonight feeling tired and a bit lost, but now I feel lighter.
Same here. Maybe that's what friendship does. It doesn't fix things, but it reminds you that you're not alone.
Yeah. And maybe that's all we really need sometimes. Someone to walk beside us in the rain.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, but somehow I don't want this night to end.
Same. Let's promise to do this more often. Not just when we're free, but because it matters.
Totally. When I was in Talat last month, there was this small coffee shop run by an old couple. They made the best coffee I've ever had. Not because of taste, but because of the way they talked to you, like you were family.
That's what makes travel so powerful. It reminds you of humanity.
Yeah, I used to travel to see the world. Now I travel to feel part of it.
Beautifully said. They keep walking. The sound of their steps echoes softly on the wet path.
You know, I sometimes wonder, will we still be doing this when we're 40? Walking around at night, talking about life like philosophers?
I hope so. Maybe by then we'll have more stories, and maybe fewer worries.
I like that thought. I don't want to lose this. The curiosity, the openness.
You won't. You've always been someone who looks at life with wonder.
Maybe, but lately I've been scared of change. Like, what if I wake up one day and realize I became someone I didn't mean to be?
I get that feeling. But change isn't always losing yourself. Sometimes it's just uncovering new parts of who you already are.
That's comforting. You always have a way of making things sound hopeful.
Maybe because I've been through the same. You know, last year, I was so lost, questioning everything, from my work to my purpose. But then I realized, you don't need to know where you're going to move forward. You just have to keep walking.
That's powerful. Keep walking, even without a map.
Exactly. Because sometimes the road teaches you more than the destination ever could.
That should be on a postcard.
Or maybe our future book, Conversations After Midnight.
I love it. Each chapter could be a place or a feeling.
Yeah. And maybe one day we'll actually travel together, write those stories for real.
Deal. But only if you promise not to make me climb mountains.
No promises. They laugh. The air feels lighter again.
You know, it's funny. We talk about the future so much, but maybe the most important thing is learning to enjoy the waiting.
Yes, the waiting is where life happens, between dreams and reality.
That's so true. I used to rush everything, love, work, success, but now I think patience might be the real form of strength.
Definitely. Patience and faith. The quiet belief that things will come when they're meant to.
I like that. Maybe that's what growing up means, trusting the timing of your own life.
Yeah. And learning that every ending is just another beginning.
Like tonight. It's the end of a long day, but it doesn't feel sad. It feels peaceful.
Exactly. Like we're standing at the edge of something new.
You know, I think we'll be okay. No matter what happens, we'll figure it out.
We always do. And even if we lose our way, we'll find it again. Maybe in another cafe, another city, another rainy night.
Yeah, that's what I love about life. It always gives you another chance to start over.
And maybe that's the point. Not to have a perfect life, but a beautifully imperfect one.
Couldn't agree more.
You know, if life were a movie, this would do the part where the music swells and the screen fades to black.
Yeah, but I hope it's not the end yet.
No, just the end of one chapter. The next one's waiting.
Then let's make it a good one.
You ever write letters you never send?
More than I'd like to admit. Why do you ask?
Because I found one yesterday. An old one. I wrote it to someone years ago, but I never sent it. I think I was too afraid of what they might say.
What was it about?
Everything, really. Apologies, gratitude. Things I didn't have the courage to say out loud. You know, the kind of things that live quietly in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I've got a few letters like that too. One for someone I loved, one for my dad, and one for myself.
For yourself?
Yeah, I wrote it on a night when everything felt heavy. I wanted to remind myself that pain doesn't last forever.
That's actually beautiful.
Did you ever read it again?
Once in a while. It reminds me how far I've come. How strong I actually was, even when I didn't feel like it.
And they laugh slightly. The cafe sounds less crowded now.
And then both remain silent. The sound of waves from the night sea is only a faint echo.
I sometimes think letters we don't send are just conversations waiting for the right time.
Maybe. Or maybe they're ways for us to say goodbye without breaking something fragile.
You're probably right. Sometimes silence says more than words ever could.
You know, I think people underestimate how healing it is to write things down, even if no one reads them.
Totally. It's like turning chaos into something you can understand.
Exactly. Words give shape to feelings. They make pain less abstract.
Yeah. I guess that's why I keep journals. Not because I'm trying to remember, but because I'm trying to let go.
That's a good way to put it. I think letting go is one of the hardest things we ever learn.
It is. Because sometimes, even after you forgive, part of you still holds on to the story, to the what ifs.
I used to hate the what ifs, but now I see them as reminders that we care deeply enough to wonder.
Wow, that's actually beautiful.
Hmm.
You ever think about sending one of those letters now?
Maybe. But I think the moment's gone. Some letters belong to the past. And that's okay. They served their purpose.
Yeah. Maybe the act of writing was the healing, not the sending.
Exactly. It's funny. When I was younger, I used to think closure meant getting answers. Now I think closure is learning to live without them.
That line should be in a book.
Maybe it will be. In your book.
I love it. Each chapter could be a place or a feeling.
Yeah. And maybe one day we'll actually travel together. Write those stories for real.
Deal. But only if you promise not to make me climb mountains.
No promises. They laugh a quiet laugh. The sun dips lower. The cafe grows warmer with orange light. You know what's crazy? We've spent so much of our lives worrying about what people think of us, when most of them probably never knew how much we cared.
That's true. People rarely see the invisible kindness, the words unsent, the feelings unspoken.
Yeah. But maybe that's what makes them pure. Love that expects nothing back.
That's the hardest and the truest kind.
You ever wish you could go back and tell someone how you really felt?
Sometimes, but then I wonder if I had, maybe things wouldn't have turned out this way. Maybe the silence protected something fragile.
Maybe it did. Or maybe it led us here, to this exact moment, sharing stories over coffee, by the sea.
Yeah, maybe all the unsent letters were leading us to this conversation.
They sit quietly for a while. Outside, a light drizzle starts, tapping gently on the glass.
You know what I'd like to do one day?
What?
Take all those letters, the ones I never sent, and burn them. Watch the smoke carry them away, not in anger, but in peace.
That's poetic. Like giving your past back to the sky.
Exactly. I think that's what healing really is, turning pain into air.
I join you. Maybe we could make it a little ritual. One day by the sea, letters and all.
I'd like that.
And a pause. The rain slows, leaving tiny drops on the window.
You know what's strange? Even though we've talked for hours, I still feel like there's so much we haven't said.
Maybe we're not supposed to say everything. Some things are meant to be felt, not spoken.
You're right. Maybe that's why people write letters, to give shape to feelings words can't hold in real time.
Yeah. And even if we never send them, they still matter. Every word changes us a little.
And they smile, both looking out the window. The sky fades from orange to blue.
You know what I'd tell the person from my letter, if I could?
What?
I forgive you. And I forgive myself too.
That's the best line you could ever send.
Yeah. Maybe that's all most letters really need to say.
You know, I think if we ever write new ones, they should be to our future selves.
That's a lovely idea. What would yours say?
Probably something like, keep your heart soft even when the world feels hard.
That's perfect.